when it's all mixed together, you just need to read what are you doing the confidence interval for. I'm doing the confidence interval for population variance, that's sigma squared, and population standard deviation, that's the sigma. This is what's going to tell me to come to this section and do that chi-squared business, because I'm finding variances and standard deviation intervals. Remember, we spent 2 days doing means? Yesterday we did proportions. Now we're on variance and standard deviation. So this tells me, oh, that's that chi-squared business. So you would go to your note card where hopefully you have this little formula written down that gives you the interval, and you're all set to go. So let's identify what we need. I need to know what n is. Do I know the sample size? Yeah, 30. Do I know what s is? Because I need s squared. Well, remember, I've got standard deviation here. This standard deviation, remember, is s. So they're giving me the standard deviation. It is 1.2. And then I need my two chi-squared values. So we will look those up. If you want to make the graph, you can. It's not necessary. I kind of like to so I can see the areas. Okay, my chi-squareds are on this skewed graph. I need to find these two chi-squareds. Chi-squared left, chi-squared right. Okay, I always like to find the areas in here, fill them in. We're doing a 99% confidence interval, so that's how much graph is between these two, 99%. I know I'm going to need what's in the tails, so that's 1% left over divided by 2. That gives me 0.5%. And the other one would be 0.005. So, when I go to the chi-squared table, remember we look up area to the right. So I'm going to look up the 0.005, and my degrees of freedom are going to be 1 less than the sample size, 29. So going to that table, area to the right is 0.005. So flip to A21. See if I can get there a little quicker. A21, 0.005. And I think I said 29. 29. Oh, big chi-squared value, 52.336. So the chi-squared I want here is 52.336. There's my right one. My left one, I need to look up the total area to the right of this left value. Well, there's 0.005 behind me. That means there's 0.995 in front of me. So not just the 99, I have to add on that tail piece. 0.995 and the 29 degrees of freedom. So using your chi-squared table, 995, 29 degrees of freedom, 13.121. So this one's 13.121 is my left value. And now it's just a matter of plugging into my formula to get the interval where I would expect the variance to fall for the whole population of all allergy meds. So we'll start with that one. So the variance is sigma squared. I just like to write both so you get used to the word and the symbol. To get that interval, just following the formula above here, n minus 1. So that's 30 minus 1. You're good to go with putting a 29 there. Times the s value squared, which is 1.2 squared, divide by, I need the chi-squared right. That's the bigger number. So that's the 52.336. Crank that out in a minute. And on the other side, the numerator stays exactly the same. And underneath, we're going with the 13.121, the left value. And if you use a calculator to crank through that, which you should try, let's see, I'll go 29 times the 1.2 squared divided by the 52.336.798, and then changing the bottom number to 13.121, 3.183 will be our interval where we expect the variance to fall. And then to get the standard deviation, not like we have to go through the whole thing again, we're just going to take the square root of both of those answers. And let's see, I can get this one, square root of that answer, 1.78, and then the square root of 0.798. Okay, not a bad process. I want to do one more because there's one other little thing in here, little catch. Okay, number 3. One second while I look it up here to get the details. This back and forth is a little challenging. Where am I at? Let's see. No. No. Oh, I guess I'm not finding what I want. So I'm not going to do another one. I just wanted to point out that sometimes they will give you, I'll go back to this one. They will give you, instead of giving you the standard deviation here, they might give you the variance to start with. Well, if they give you variance, that already is s squared. So when you go to your formula, you would not be squaring it here. But I looked through the homework, I didn't see any, so maybe it doesn't come up. Maybe I'm thinking of a different chapter. Okay, that's it for the notes. I don't have the assignment with me right here, so I will have it in the written lesson plans, and then you can have that ready for tomorrow, and we'll check both assignments.